Okay, so what just happened? Um, I had this person claim their name was Shawnee. She pronounced it Shawnee, spelled Shoney. And they came out here and it's like sleeping outside the first night, and then I came back like from the gym the next day, and this female's sleeping in my bed inside my tent. She won't get up and get out of my tent. She has no respect for me. Saying, I'm telling her like my wife's not going to appreciate this very much, and I don't appreciate dirty scumbags who have no respect for me taking over my shit and stuff like that. No respect at all. Didn't care at all what I said. You guys want to take a guess what she looked like? Yep, that's right. She looked like my friend Adam Traeger when I was 14. He was this Jewish kid who, he actually, when my other friends approached me, I think I was 15, 16, he kicked one of them when they approached me. And I don't know what to do when that stuff happens, because I know not to escalate violence, because I learned as a child, like, I'm a master of these things, and when I escalate violence, everyone else starts to cry. They can be as violent as they want, but when I escalate violence, violence is over. So, because the whole situation ends up in a bloody mess. People go to the hospital. I learned that at like, what, 4 or 6 or 8 years old the first time, and then at like 11 years old, it's like, oh my God, dude. He didn't even do anything that wrong. You sent them all to the hospital. So, I learned a long time ago, we don't escalate violence. We try not to take part in it. But, we have this person breaking into my house, sleeping in my bed, eating my stuff, and it looks like one of them. It's got this frizzy, curly afro, but it literally looks like Adam Traeger, who also looks like Cat, the musician, the metal musician, Cat the Great. If you look that up and you just, like, take the implants out of her chest, then you have my friend Adam Traeger. So, this is one of those clones. And it's the third one of them. Obviously, there's way more than 3 if I've met 3 of them already. Or seen 3 of them. But, and this person, this thing, comes into my tent, starts sleeping in my tent, forces me to sleep on top of her when I want to go to bed. Because they won't leave. They claim they're a meth. They claim they don't have their medication, aka they're a meth addict. The Columbus, USA hospitals have provided her with meth for so long, other amphetamines, Ritalin, Adderall, for so long that she claims her brain is fried and she can't function without it. Which is quite possible. You have like 2 to 3 days you can't move at all without it. But, I mean, literally this person claims to be like 50 years old. I have their ID. I'll upload their ID eventually. I took pics of it. I'll upload that eventually. I have videos of them too. But I would have uploaded the videos, but the video's in real bad. Because by the end of the video, I'm very pissed off that this person is like invading my stuff. And I know how everyone else is. You're all LGBT. And you guys are going to cry and be like, oh, he's so evil. He's being evil to this person. And it's like, no, this person just stole everything from me and is sleeping in my bed and won't get out of my bed. Won't allow me to have another female who's actually a value and not a crackhead. Acting like a crackhead. Because I believe this is an act. I do believe this is an act. Because this is how they act. This is how their people act. This is the way they do things. But the story, it goes much deeper than this. So the police came to check on this person every 2 days to make sure they're safe while they're out here robbing me. The police have never came to check on me. And if they did, I'd probably fucking throw rocks at them. Because I don't want them around. Just like when I was a kid. Shoot at them, throw rocks at them, get them the fuck out of here. They are the fucking problem. They are the ones protecting these people. Just as this story is about to unfold and show you. They came out like every 2 days to check on this person's health and well-being. And they didn't give a shit about me. I'm like sitting here telling the cops, like, hey, what if someone, and I'm like pointing over her direction and shit where she's at. I'm like, what if someone comes and starts taking all my stuff from me and sleeping in my bed and won't get out of my bed and leave my place where I abide at and sleep at, and starts taking my clothing and wearing my clothing? What if they do that? What can I do about that? And the cop's like, well, you can't escalate the situation. Only we can escalate stuff. So the cop is out here saying only he can shoot people, where, indiscriminately at will. He's literally thinking this is his right to do this stuff. And telling me, like, when that little clone of these people died, that little Joey kid died around me in 1998, and their little cop and judge system tried to lock me away because one of their precious frickin' LGBT pedophiles died near me from LGBT pedophiles of Israel. United Pedophiles of Israel fucking died near me. And took and the United Pedophiles in my family frickin' be taken up for that, even though they tried to make me feel guilty because they had to spend their money for it these days. It's like, you deserve. I'm playing your little fucking rat mind, but in reality, you need to go to math class and you'll figure out how I've added things up. And no, you won't. You're too stupid. You already went to math class. You already failed it. You're not going to ever figure anything out. It's a joke. We should force these people into camps where they're forced to learn math. They're forced to go to second grade for 80 years. If they don't learn second grade math, by the time they're 80 years old, they're still in a camp where they're being forced to learn it. I don't care if they can't figure it out. They're not specially retarded people. They're fucking predators and pedophiles. And I've got a lot of evidence on anyone I've ever fucking said these words about. I've got a lot of cases where I don't just throw these words around willy-nilly. Some of these people make me want to vomit. Especially when I was, looking back when I was a kid. What happened, how people treated me as a kid. Or how certain people who were supposed to be family or whatever, act all infatuated with me. And it's like, I'm pretty sure this is because my looks and shit. And there's no other reason to act that way. Jump on top of me or whatever like that. But anyways, I mean, this is just a continued pattern here. They came out to check on this person every 2 days, and I was telling them, what do I do about this? They came out, they didn't give a shit about me. The Columbus, Ohio Police Department didn't give a shit about me. They didn't give a shit about me before. These people need fucking reduced ash. They need to learn their fucking place in this world as plant food is the only, and they might poison the plants. I'm worried, just like this river right here, it fucking smells like feces and looks like trash and garbage. I'm worried that if we return them to their proper place in this fucking planet, that we will poison the earth itself. So I'm done worrying about the planet. I'm done caring for the grass. I'm done caring for the water. How the water's keeping them alive. Every little thing. As they progress, who they are and what they do further, every little thing that is keeping them and their system alive is becoming a poison upon me. They use water. They use oxygen. These things are becoming poisons because they're supporting the enemy forces. How the hell do you just have, and you know, you don't just, the police don't just go and check on someone every other day, right? This is like a co-op. Just like when I was downtown during the riots and I tried to get in the middle of the riots and stop the riots. The police shot me with sniper bullets. And then they allowed the other side to jump me, and then kidnap me. And then I'm like, whoa, this person's like kidnapping me and moving my bodily location over here. Like, can you stop it? And they're like, no, my job's to guard this building here where all the windows are broken out of it. And I'm not allowed to leave this position, even though you're 2 feet away from me. And the perpetrator of the current crime, of the one perpetrator of the current crime is 4 feet away. You're 2 feet away. I can't do anything because my job's to do this. Well, you know, let me tell you what my job is. My job is to make sure that fucking anyone who does a job like yours doesn't exist, does not able to breed children. And if you have children, those children must go, because according to science, those children are infected with the same disease you are. They're like the rats that crawl upon the ground, like the roaches that fucking go into people's houses who are filth. Like, you know, like I'd say the crows, but I love the crows. They shit on you guys. They shit on the fucking human race. And they're nice to me because I don't. I mean, they're like really smart birds. They understand that these people need shit upon. So not the crows, but I guess some of the other things are really stupid and shit. The trash pandas, you know, they're pretty stupid. You know, just like those things, the mosquitoes. Wait, what are we going to start a Save the Baby Mosquito campaign? We're going to just kill the adult mosquitoes? The baby mosquitoes, they just need to go to school. You know, they're raised in a bad family. They need some food stamps and all this crap. No. Baby mosquitoes are the same trash that the adult mosquitoes were. Because why? Because, I don't know, whoever created them is a piece of shit. That's the bottom line. Let's just skip an hour conversation on mosquitoes. Whoever created mosquitoes is a piece of shit and should be fucking their genetics, their children, their offspring need to be dealt with. Other than that, they're going to keep creating more parasites. And we can only assume who created a parasite like the mosquito or a rodent like the rat. Because we have these rats and these mosquito parasites running everything in this world, out of Israel, out of DC, out of New York, out of LA, out of California, out of Washington State, out of, you know, everywhere, out of Columbus, Ohio. I mean, just look at this dude who runs Columbus, Ohio, Mike DeWine. Why did God stomp on his face? Why would God do that to someone? What, he doesn't want him to have a girlfriend? No. Why would God stomp on Bill Gates' face like that? And then make him have a transsexual a girlfriend, Melinda Gates, who looks exactly like him. I mean, literally, you can't tell which one's the male or the female because they look exactly the same. And they both look like they were ran over by a semi-truck. Their heads, not their body. I mean, yeah, their bodies too. Why do these things happen? Why is this world built like this? Why? And you know, it boils down to me. I don't ask these questions. When I turn on Mario Brothers, when I turn on Super Mario Brothers, when you turn on Mario Brothers, I don't go ask the question, oh my God, why did God create Goomba? Goomba looks like a fat pig, and all you just at the very start of the game, 2 seconds into the game, you just jump on and you smash the Goomba. That's the whole point of the game. You just kill him. That's the point of it. And then you got the stupid evil duck, the Koopa duck, and then you got the Koopa King. He's the king of the ducks, and he's kidnapping the beautiful princess who looks nothing like him, but he wants something to do with that. Makes you think, that makes me think of Marilyn Monroe. The iconic whore, the iconic prostitute from Hollywood. Everyone worships and loves so much because there's a picture where her skirt's flying up in the air and you can see her panties, and you get your little penis all fucking turns from a shriveled lima bean into a giant frickin' blade of grass or something. I suppose that's how it works, and that's what it's all about. And then she goes marries one of these Koopa motherfuckers. It's like, well, Princess Peach is trash if she wants to hang out with Koopa motherfuckers. Right? That's the way it is. But that's the point of the game there, is the Koopa people, the Goombas, that it's trash. That they were designed to be stomped upon. How evil and racist is that? Nintendo created these Goombas and these Koopas. And Bullet Bill. Bullet Bill actually looks kind of cool. And then you have, you got I don't know the name of the squid, but you got the squid, in the ocean. Why did racist Nintendo create these things? Not all Goombas must be evil, right? Why does every Goomba have to be evil, Mario? Mario's obviously a racist. Why does every Koopa have to be evil? You got to jump on every Koopa you can find. You got to jump. You got to shoot a fireball at every squid in the ocean you can find. Why was this created? Why were all these things created? And why does it all unfold like this? And why is it like so repetitive that they can't have a different thought? There's supposedly 14 billion of them, and almost none of them. For 14 billion people, we might as well say none of them can think out of a small set of 7 rules. Just like the Goomba can't jump. The Goomba just moves back and forth. And it's there for you to jump on. And then the duck, the Koopa duck. The Koopa duck just moves back and forth. And sometimes the Koopa duck has wings. And it goes up and down and up and down. And it's just there to jump on and smash. Bullet Bill. Bullet Bill just flies across the screen. It has no thought. It does nothing. It just flies across the screen. And this is relevant to how the humans act. I don't expect any of them to be able to even understand it, because I do this in video games. I go up to the innkeeper and I try to tell the innkeeper, like, hey, he's like, hey, give me 20 gold for the night. You want a place to stay? And then I'll tell the innkeeper, like, hey, I'm like saving you. I'm saving your world. There's all these monsters outside. I'm killing them. And right now I could use that 20 gold for myself. You think I could get a free place to stay for the night? He's like, no, thank you. Have a good day. He doesn't even know what I'm saying. I'm just saying, no, I'm not going to pay you 20 gold. And he's like, well, have a good day. And it's like, and I'm like, dude, I'm bleeding out here. I have to come to this end because I'm bleeding and dying out here to save your worthless innkeeper ass. You ain't doing shit. I'd go outside and sleep in the bushes, but the game doesn't allow me to do that. I'd go heal in the bushes. The game doesn't allow me to do that. And it happens this way. Everything here. 14 14 billion. Now I know from the math figures, because I'm the one, we're called the 2 percentile, those of us who scored that high in math. We understand math. And what those numbers really mean, it doesn't mean we're smart. It means 98% of people don't understand math. So if you have 14 billion people and you have a general about 7 personality types, 7 type of people, that doesn't add up anywhere near to free will, unique snowflakes. No way, no how can you have 14 billion something and there's only 7 of them, but they're all each uniquely. It's like buying M&Ms. You can buy the whole M&M factory and there's only 7 colors of M&Ms. And there's only one flavor. It doesn't change flavor. I mean, I guess now they have like 7 crappy flavors no one wants to buy really. But, it used to be there's only one M&M flavor. But there's 7 colors. So they look different. So you're just like, I was going to eat an orange. It might taste different. No, it doesn't. There's a blue one. Might be blueberry. No, there's no blueberry. And that's the way when dealing with these motherfuckers out here. And it's like the same shit over and over. How come this person can come like invade my territory, sleep in my bed, force me to sleep on top of them because they won't get out of my bed? And what am I to do? I ask everyone else because I know what's going to happen. When that little bitch Joey got killed when I was 18, when he died near me because he kept assaulting me until God decided his fucking head was fucking needed to be smashed open. I don't even believe in God. I just believe he's so stupid he fucking got to die from being so stupid. Which is great. I mean, if that could happen, like, the world would be empty, I think. If that happened more often, the world would be empty. We wouldn't even have rats and bats and mice and gerbils and scorpions and ants. Ants might be kind of smart. We'd have like crows and ants. I think that's all the world would have left if something like that happened. If like every person who acted stupid for the 7 minutes this person did died like he did. Anyways, people are telling me, like, and I'm talking to females too, because why would I talk to men? I have no reason to talk to them. I mean, they're just all part of this society. I don't want to fucking talk to them. As far as I'm concerned, like, they're the enemies, and there's only one reason to talk to people. It's breeding season is open. That's pretty much all I see in this world. And I think every other male sees it that way too. That's why every other male goes and gets a fucking breeder and then stays with it for their entire life or whatever, and has some offspring with it and breeds with it. I think they all see it the same way. I'm just honest. There's a difference. I think I probably touch a lot of people, like, by being honest and shit. And I definitely touch them in the wrong way. I can tell you that. And I'm not like them. I'm not touching my baby penis. I'm not touching their baby penis. I'm not touching, I'm not like they do. I don't touch people like they do. I touch people in a little bit different way. And some people really don't like that. You can at least tell that. And I assume some people might actually enjoy the fact that I'm trying to be honest about what I see and how I see things, whether they think it's real or not. But I see this happens. And I was asking females. This is one person I don't even know. It's like, what would you do if, like, someone just came into your house, started sleeping, of the opposite sex, started sleeping in your bed? And, I mean, if this was a man, I would have definitely stabbed him a long time ago. Because I'm definitely not going to sleep on top of a man. But it's like, I mean, this is one of those people, so I don't even think they're, like, male or females. I think they're a transsex alien species. I don't even think they're real fucking humans. I think they're some sort of demonic entity who has enslaved the human race. And some people call them shapeshifters and reptiles. That's, when you speak about the New World Order and all this stuff, you'll find a lot of people think that these people are shapeshifters and reptiles. And whatever. I mean, they look like rats. I honestly think the reptile thing is a deception because they look like rats. So I call them rat-iles. Rat-iles. And you can see the people calling them reptiles look like rat-tiles. So there's even more, there's so much evidence to back that they're probably a rat species, or they take on, if they're shapeshifters, they're taking on the form of a rat-infused human, and not a reptile. Like I would hope a reptile comes and save me from these people. I would hope Koopa could come save me. Koopa King could come save me from Jeffrey Epstein. I would hope Koopa King could come save me from Mike DeWine. Mike DeWine doesn't look like Koopa King. These other people. Obama's mom doesn't look like Koopa King. Ivanka Trump for her plastic surgery didn't look like Koopa King. Those would look awesome. No. Ivanka needed plastic surgery because she looked like a reptile. Just like Mike DeWine, he looks like a meth baby all the way. It's hard to even say he looks like a rat. But you can see this is a theme too. They don't just look like rats. They look like people whose parents smoked meth since their parents had them, who also smoked meth since their parents had them. And they smoked meth since their parents had them, who also smoked meth. And then their brains and their eyes, and they just look like they've been kicked in the skull since birth. And all deformed. So some of them don't even look like rats. But you can easily see a large portion of them look like rat tiles. You just compare. Harvey Weinstein doesn't look like he had his face kicked in. He looks like a rat tile. Every movie star since 1980, pretty much, it doesn't look like Stallone doesn't necessarily look like. De Niro doesn't necessarily look like he had his head kicked in. They look like rats. So you have these people, and then they come into my camp when it looks exactly like them, and then they start sleeping on my stuff, sleeping in my bed, not getting out so I can sleep there myself, forcing me to come in there and lay on top of them if I want to go to sleep, being filthy. I mean, they're just, I'm worried their whole trash, non-cleanliness of them is it destroyed everything I own, and I'm sure it did. It's almost like they purposely did that too. They would take my stuff outside and put it on the ground and stuff like that, and then they would eat anything that didn't require work. They would eat. If it took a can opener to open a can of something, that was too much work for the rat tile. But everything else was taken out of my camp. And the cops came to check on this person every 2 days. Their family came to check on them. Which if they're shapeshifters, who knows who these people really are who are coming to check on them. I mean, and clearly there is something going on in this world. Clearly the humans couldn't have created any of this. There must be some other species on this planet, or the game itself was already designed like this and randomly has updates and makes the humans think they built something or something like that. Because clearly, wow, if this is who they are, then they couldn't have done any of this. No way in hell. See, mathematical probability leads to these conclusions. And I understand 98% of the population got B's. That means they failed math. B's are less. B was the high scorer in math. So that means they failed probability. They don't understand, and they never will understand. And probably isn't something you need to go to school for. It's just common sense. It's like, oh, I have like 8 tacos, and Kim comes by, and magically I only have 6 tacos. Wonder what happened to the 6 tacos. It must have been Jesus. Jesus did it. Jesus took my tacos. Literally, that's the 98%. They think Jesus took the other 2 tacos that are missing after Kim comes by, and you leave the room, and then Kim's gone when you get back, and 2 tacos are gone. 98% of the population thinks Jesus took the 2 tacos. Let me tell you something. Jesus looks like one of them. Jesus is one of them. He's the king of them. That's what the book says. They wrote the book. They wrote that, the science book. The atheists, they lead the atheist cult. They wrote the Satanic Bible, and clearly the Arabs, the Muslims, have just plagiarized that. So we can only assume who Muhammad was. Even though Muhammad says they came to kill him. But then again, Jesus, John said that they came to kill Jesus. But Jesus is the king of them. So yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Jesus did take the 2 tacos, and my math is off because I didn't include Jesus into the equation. Have some biscuits, some gravy, and some Jesus. Anyways, these people out here, the cops, like I noticed right away, like, this is really off. Like, oh, the cops come out here in 2 days. How do they find where this person is? Everyone's acting all stupid. Like they have no idea where this person's at or anything like that. And it's like, bro, this world is a huge place if you're a person walking around. If you walk around this world, you're not going to make it. You're going to be dead before you see even 1/8 of this world if you just walk around this world. You get a car, you ain't even going to see 1/8 of the world. You're going to take a road here, there, this, and that. Magically, they appear at my camp looking for this person as if they know someone's going to be here. And everyone's acting stupid, like they don't know this person is here. So you just randomly choose one place, and that's just where they happen to be. No. We're back to the mathematical equation. Jesus and the 2 missing tacos. Or was it Kim who stole the 2 tacos? Kim stole the 2 tacos. I'm getting tired of people blaming Jesus for stealing the 2 tacos. No. Nonsense. There is no math class I've ever been in where it says, what's the answer to 2 + 2 = 4? And then you write down, or what's the answer to 2 + 2? And you write down 4, and then the teacher, says, no, incorrect. 2 + 2 = whatever Jesus says it is. That's literally, I don't necessarily mean to be bringing, bashing any sort of a cult. But I'm just saying that, that's what these people come up with. 2 + 2 = the flying dove in the sky. They literally, 2 + 2 = Ninja Turtles. Literally, this is the logic people think I'm going to get from the earth and how they act. If this group of people and terrorists have their little minions in the government working for them, as I've documented forever, and the whole world's documented forever until they started erasing it from the internet, then it only makes sense if the Koopas come to me, and then the Koopa minions with their badges and their government IDs come looking for the Koopa and magically appear at the new Koopa hangout. You don't just magically find it. There could be a Koopa hanging out here. I mean, you could spend all day, just this one small area. You could spend 2-3 days, just a small area here. And there's so much more than this. I'm talking about these outlines. You can't even see them, just these small areas. You could spend several days looking for a Koopa in these areas. But someone shows up worried about the Koopa. No one's worried about me. No one's ever showed up worried about me. And I don't want you to. I don't give a fuck. You stay the fuck away from me. This bitch shows up acting like she's fucking... Koopa bitch acts like she's fucking worried about me or something. And in between, when she wakes up from her meth nap or wait, I ain't gonna blame meth. This is how these people act. This is how these beings act. This is how the system act. This is how the government act. It doesn't matter if they're doing cocaine, if they're doing meth, if they're drinking the sewage, eating poop out of the fucking toilet. It doesn't matter what they're doing. Their brains are their brains. It's going to keep being, fried baked beans. It's going to keep being whatever it was from the birth. It's like me. It's like I'm lucky I was born intelligent because I'd be a fried baked bean. School would have never fixed that. School didn't fix that for no one else. School didn't make the Koopas fucking act any better. School didn't make the government, school didn't make the wine act any better. School didn't make... any of these people really act any better. Someone tried to tell me once that school educated them. It's like, oh, get the... Right, dude. Like, you failed math. Like, you got to understand probability and all these things before you can add things up. Before you can add things up, you got to understand math. It's that simple. But you can't understand math if you don't understand math. And then these other people, like, they're just barbarians. So all they understand is death and kill and forcing their will. And so we have this entire world where it's built upon barbarians who basically, they say, oh, I understand math. And you're like, well, no, you don't, because you just failed that test I gave you on basic math. And you're like, but I'm going to kill you if you say that again. And you're like, okay, well, yeah, you understand math. Congratulations. You're now a professor of the university. Here's your $1 million paycheck. Don't kill me, barbarian. Literally, that is the earth. That is definitely USA. Like, supposedly Chinese have smart people in their nation now. But here, I can tell you in USA, that's how it works. You pass math class, and if you tell someone who didn't pass math class, they didn't pass it, well, they've got a whole nation to back them up who might kill you. They might run an airstrike on you. They might invade your home. They might set you up. And that's what I think might have been happening out here when they sent the meth baby out. And I really hate to call it a meth baby because it looks like one of the Rat-iles. So I'm always assuming every time I meet a Rat-ile that they're an alien species who understands everything they're doing. And I've continually asked never to see one of them in my life again, yet they continually be 95% of the beings who invade my life. And I want someone else in my life. I want a European, an Asian, I want an African, I want anything, a Brazilian, a Mexican. I want something other than that coming in my life. I'm tired of the Rat-iles being 95% of the people in my life, especially once I learned who the Rat-iles are and that they're bragging that they control and own everything because they're smarter and they're an alien race and all this stuff. I don't want the Rat-iles. So when the Rat-iles continually show up in my life and the Rat-iles come in my life acting like meth babies and destroying everything I own and stealing my stuff and sleeping in my bed and not getting out of my bed, I only assume that the Rat-iles are doing their little alien thing of, stonewalling someone like me and keeping me away. How else are they in every band you've ever heard of? They're running every record label you ever heard of. They're running every news outlet there is. They're running they're Google, Facebook. They're running the governments. They're the mayors. They're Newstrom. They're DeSantis in Florida. They're Columbus, Ohio, Mike DeWine. Definitely looks like it. They're Bill Gates. All these people. Donald Trump's family. Barack Obama's mother. Every other candidate in 2016. Look, they all look exactly the same. You telling me that it's an accident? Yeah, what? Okay, it's not an accident. If anything, it's the game's creation, and they're the evil Cooper Kingdom, and they're the Bullet Bills, they're the Goombas, and the whole point is just to stomp on their heads. If anything, I'll settle for that. I will not settle for anything less than that. They're definitely not the king of religions. Just because they create the Satanic Bible and the Christian Bible, and then they create the anti-Christian Bible called science, and the anti-Christian Bible called atheism, or I suppose atheism is the anti-satanic Bible. But I mean, it's just the controlled opposition. Just because they're they're NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox News, Facebook, Google, Alex Jones family. They're all alternatives. And David Icke has to dye his hair blonde so he doesn't look like one of them. He's got to perm his hair. He's got to straighten his hair because it looks a little bit like he's got an afro if you look at his old pictures. So they're all that. All this is an accident. It's an accident. Oh, no. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the famous wrestler, once confronted Paul Heyman, I believe. And he asked, how come you guys control everything? Right? Well, his answer wasn't, it's an accident. His answer was because we're the smart people. So they're the smart people. That's how they control everything. That's how Jeffrey Epstein rapes all your children. Because he's too smart. He's too smart for your children. He's too smart for you. He's got your children wrapped around his little finger. Jeffrey Epstein, he's so smart. I mean, really, he is. Because Jeffrey Epstein isn't dead, and he's not in prison. And all the information he had is what controls the earth. That's another discussion there. That dude is not dead. Hey, the entire point of everything he did in his life was so he never dies. And those who rule the world around him never die. Because he had blackmailed everyone in the world. You just come out to the police who run the prison, and you're like, hey, look, we have these videos of Ronald Reagan or Bill Clinton having sex with little children, and we're going to release them, so you need to release our person. And they're like, okay, well, we're going to release him because we can't have that. And then the Secret Service comes out with them. You know, if they say no, the Secret Service comes out like, well, this is a matter of national security. You have to release these people because we can't have this information get out. That's the whole point of it. That's why he hung out with the King of England, because he was having them rape children and documenting it on video. That's why he hung out with these people. That's why Ghislaine Maxwell did. And she's kind of like a fall person. We've totally forgotten about this other dude, and there's no discussion about how he's like the world's most powerful person, and there's no way they've ever allowed him to die. But there is discussion from some police detectives about how he would continually be let off. The court cases would disappear from the system. And so he quit the police in New York, and he retired to Florida. And he started writing a blog about all the stuff he dealt with during those years. And there's no doubt that's exactly how it happens. Because that's exactly the purpose of it. So you don't even have to make up a story like that for it to sound legit. The story's already there. That's the purpose of it. And so these people do all this. And me, like, I'm the person out here saying, execute them all. Okay? I'm the only person I know of who has led a campaign where I'm going to educate everyone, and I assume my education on everyone will lead. I mean, humans are barbarians.